What's going on with y'all today, man? This video is a pretty big video, something that I've been thinking about for, I'd say like a month or so, maybe 2 months. This is going to be about how I think the world will end. And it's not when I think it's going to happen. It's pretty much me just telling you about how I think the events leading up to it, like the different stuff that might go on, stuff like that. I want to start this off by saying I think sometimes you should look at life like a story, because we come up with a lot of stories with, like, when you look at like movies and series, different TV shows and stuff. They say that art imitates real life. And I think that's such a true statement, because if you look at our lives as a whole, like if you look at, you could look at your life individually, and you can also look at just the human race in general. It's kind of like a big story, because if you look at from the beginning, where we were just cavemen, right? We had sticks and stones, making fire with rocks and wood. And then eventually that progressed to us creating, like, civilizations and learning speech, and we created buildings, houses, cars, streets, jobs. Like, we created something from starting off with scratch, just like a story that you would see on a movie or something. It started from something, and then it progressed, and we had, a lot of different conflicts throughout the years with races and battles of land, and a lot of different stuff that have went on throughout the millions of years Earth has been around. But now, in present day, which there still is stuff that goes on now, in certain ways things have gotten better, in certain ways things are still bad in some capacity, depending on where you live and the things that go on in your life. And all in all, I pretty much want to say that I think at some point there will be an ending. Just like there was a beginning, there will be an ending. If you're under the belief that there were stuff before us, like if you believe in, like, there used to be dinosaurs, there used to be, there was evolution, where it wasn't, first it started off, we were like, there was different types of human species, like Homo sapiens, and we're Homo sapiens, right? Like Neanderthals, and that's if you believe in that stuff, right? If you believe in evolution, there was other creatures and things before us, before humans, the humans that we know of today was a thing. So they had their own story. Dinosaurs and stuff, T-Rexes and all that, or whatever else, different things was alive back then. They had their own story. Then, millions of years later, humans have their story. I think at some point there will be an end, because I think that we're going to create all the things that we can create. And somebody might argue and say, well, the human brain is limitless. Like, we can keep coming up with new ideas. Every day we come up with something new. Every day somebody comes out with a new invention, which is true to a certain degree. But I don't know if you ever seen these videos. I think they used to be on like TikTok. I don't see them as much anymore, but they used to be on TikTok. They used to be a little bit on YouTube, where pretty much people were saying that we keep rehashing the same ideas. Like, we kind of don't come up with a lot of new ideas when you really think about it. For example, look at the iPhones, right? What is the difference between the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 17? From all, like, the past 4 years, right? The 15, the 14, the 15, the 16, the 17. There's not that big of a difference. It's like they're coming out with the same phone over and over again, with just a little bit of a tweak. Like, oh, we enhanced the camera quality. We, changed the port to the charger. Or instead of you being able to plug in your headphones, now it's wireless. They come out with little small minuscule details but it's really the same phone they're releasing every year. With TVs, we pretty much get the same TVs. I remember back in the day when TVs used to be like, oh my gosh, like they were like the biggest thing ever. Like, yo, like flat screen TVs, this is so futuristic in a way, because they just were so big, and it just felt like something new, something fresh. If you look at TVs now, it's just like, oh, like TVs are cheap. Like TVs is like $100 now. You could buy like a flat screen TV. Pretty much, I'm trying to say, like, a lot of stuff that we've created is kind of like, not saying that we're running out of ideas, but it's like a lot of stuff that we've had for a lot of years now. We don't really come up with a lot of new ideas. Like, you might have somebody out of nowhere say, oh, I got this brilliant idea. But for the most part, there's not that much new stuff that comes out. It's pretty much the same thing that we had last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 6 years ago. It's the same thing now, for the most part, when you think about it. So I want to put that in your head to say, it's not crazy for me to think that at some point we're gonna have served our purpose. Like, we're gonna have come out with all the things that a human can come out with, for the most part. Like, big, at some point there's gonna be like, yeah, big inventions I think are still gonna happen, still is gonna come into fruition. But for the most part, it can kind of get like, okay, like, well, what else is there to do? I think at some point there won't be nothing new. We're gonna come out with all the things that we could possibly come out with. I also believe that certain secrets is gonna come out, certain things is gonna get exposed that the public, never really knew about, because that's kind of already happening a little bit right now. When you think of, I don't want to say names verbatim, but when you think about certain files that dropped, and important rich people that have gotten exposed for certain things, that you're like, wow, like this was going on, and all this different information. Even if you're thinking about with UFOs, and I remember back then, and I'm trying to watch my words here, but I remember back then, big officials never even talked about UFOs, or, oh, there's different stuff in different galaxies. Like, they used to act like that just didn't exist. Like, oh, like, they used to kind of treat it like, I wouldn't even say treat it as a joke. They just kind of dismissed it. Like, you never would see on TV them talk about some type of UFO sighting or UFO information that we learned about. Like, they never used to pay it no mind. Suddenly in 2026, you seeing, oh, well, let's talk about this, or we're gonna talk about stuff that we've encountered. Like, government officials talking about, yeah, this is stuff that we've encountered, which I just find is very interesting. I'm not saying whether I believe in it or I don't believe in it, but the point I'm trying to make is, I think different things are gonna keep coming out that the public did not know about, until, like, we're gonna have major events, like major things is gonna come out, to the point where it's like, wow, like, I think people will start to speak up. Like, they're gonna say, it's gonna be a group of people that might just say, well, this is wrong, or this stuff that's coming out isn't right, or people tired of the way of their living situations, like, oh, like, I'm tired of living this way. I'm tired of these secrets. I'm being very vague in what I'm saying, because honestly, I don't really know exactly what's gonna come out. I just feel like different things will start coming out, is gonna get exposed, and then I think there will be some type of revolution. Is that the right word? A revolution, a revolt. Something will happen where people will be kind of fed up. People will get fed up with the way of how life has been, and for how life has been for certain people. Because I'm not saying that, oh, just the average person is just living badly or nothing like that, but I just feel like things will come out and people will get fed up with the different things and weird stuff that goes on. People will get fed up, and I do think there'll end up being some major wars. And I don't mean like wars as in the army. I'm talking about wars as in war in a city, wars that's going on like worldwide. Like people like you and me are gonna be up in arms. Like it's gonna be something like that where it's gonna be end of the world type of situations where it's gonna be, I'm not gonna just say two sides, but there's gonna be a side where people are, it's gonna be the people versus these people, because it's gonna be a group of people who are okay with the way how Earth is. There's gonna be a group of people who are okay with how things have been. Then there's gonna be a group of people who are gonna feel like, no, I don't want to live like this. I don't like that you guys are doing X, Y, and Z. And there's gonna be like a revolt. Because in every story, when you think about it, every story has a big conflict. It's gonna be a big conflict because it's different things is gonna get put to the forefront, different mysteries, different things we didn't know about. Will a lot of information will be provided because at some point the truth always comes out. You could hide it for a long time, but the truth is gonna come out. So it's like different information will come out. I believe there will be some type of revolt, and I think the world is gonna, like, different worlds are gonna clash against each other because that happens in every story. Every story has a big, not looking at it on no, I'm not even looking at it as some fantasy, like, no, I'm not looking at no fantasy level. I'm talking about in a real life way. Just like we've had wars before, we've had many wars in our lifetime, but I mean like it's gonna be a war like with people, like people, everyday people are gonna be to pick a side, and it's gonna be something where it's gonna be a world like you're either here, you're with these people, or you're with these people, and it's gonna be a clash of interest, clash of, you know, standing up for certain rights or what they feel like is right, and it's gonna be something. And I think certain people are gonna come together. Certain people will come together, or we may never come together. And I'm kind of saying a lot of stuff because it's kind of like, again, I don't know exactly verbatim of what's gonna happen, but I'm just giving you kind of just some thoughts that I've been thinking of. As I've said previously in this video, I said, like, you know, if you believe in the fact that there was people, creatures, different things before humans, they had their run. At some point, they had their run, and just like us, we've had a run for a long time. At some point, that run has to come to an end. Just like the dinosaurs, maybe, I don't know, maybe there will be a giant explosion that might hit us in an instant. Or maybe it might happen in some other type of way. Maybe it won't even be bad. It might not even be a bad way of going out. Maybe we might all be in what is the word? Union? I think in union. We might all be in union, and it won't be a tragic way of us going out, but the world will end in some type of way. Or I won't even say the world will end. The world as we know it. Like humans will no longer be the people who are inhabiting the earth. I think it'll be something new. Like something, the earth will still go on. I don't think the whole entire earth is just gonna up and explode. That's not, I should actually clarify that. I don't think the earth is gonna disappear. I think the earth will still be here. I just don't think humans will be running the earth anymore. It's gonna be a new species that's gonna come along. Just like if you believe, again, if you believe that stuff was here before us, there will be stuff after us as well. We will cease to exist at some point. We're either gonna, there will be a big uprising to different people at war with each other. Maybe in the end we all come together, or some of us come together. Maybe we don't. But I just feel like, yeah, everything has an ending. I think humans will eventually have served their purpose, created all the things that we can create, do all the things that we can do. We're gonna solve either we're gonna solve our problems or we won't solve our problems. And there will be an ending. Because every story has an ending at some point. Every story. And you might think, oh, well, we're not living in a book. We're not in a movie. We're not in a TV show. But in a way, we all, the human race is a story. If you just look at history, it's a story of some sort. It's a story. It's a big story, but it's a story. And I feel like, yeah, that story at some point has to come to an end. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like what I'm saying isn't even really that crazy. Like, I'm pretty much just saying like stuff that people probably have already thought of or had an idea like, oh, this can happen, big war, big good versus evil, this, that, and the third. Like, stuff that I'm saying in this video isn't too crazy. It's really not that crazy. It's just like I'm just saying a bunch of different stuff. My main point is, yeah, our lives is like a story. At some point, again, that story will have to come to an end. I don't know when it will happen. Again, I don't know. This video isn't about when I think, because I think no person, kind of like they say in the Bible, no person knows exactly when the world is going to end. No one. They try to predict it. They're never really, no one has that information. But I think at some point, the world as we know it will end. And I think something else will take over, and then they're going to have their own story, however long that may be. But yeah, that's all I really got to say in this video. Let me know what you guys think about, this discussion about how I think, how the world will end. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.